This video is going to show you how to put in leader lines into your document. First, you're going to have your table of contents document open. When you open it, you're going to have to click the Enable Editing that is at the top of the screen, just like you would with any of the other documents that you download from my website. So hit Enable Editing. Leader lines are a quicker way to adding the dots that go from the left to the right of your page, such as something that you would see in an index of a book. Come on, there we go. Okay, so first of all, you have to type out everything that you're going to have onto your page. Everything has to be typed first, because the most important step of this is that you highlight everything that you would like the leader lines to affect. Okay, so everything is already typed out. So when you do your play program, which you haven't seen yet, but when you do your play program, you have to type out all of the names for the play program before you get started with the leader lines. Another thing that you're going to want to make sure that you have on your screen is your rulers. If you cannot see your rulers that are at the top of your page and on the left-hand side, then you're going to have to go to View and make sure that the ruler is checked up here at the top of your screen. So make sure that there's a check mark right next to ruler, and they should appear up here at the top and on the side. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home ribbon. Everything's already typed out. Now, the next most important step is that everything is highlighted before you get started. So I'm going to highlight from down here at the bottom all the way up to acknowledgements. I don't want to do the table of contents title because it's not going to affect this. I'm not going to put any leader lines on the title, so I'm not going to highlight that. Everything has to be highlighted, otherwise your whole entire document could be damaged and you'd have to start all over. So in order to not have to start all over, make sure that everything is highlighted before you get started with your leader lines. Okay. On the left side, underneath Paste, if you're on your home ribbon, if you go from File down, there's a little button that these are your tabs that you're going to set where you want your leader lines to start and end. Okay, the one that looks like an L is the left tab. That is the one that we want first. If you don't see that on there first, you just click on it until it takes you to your left leader tab. Okay, so make sure you're on your left one. You do not have to set these exactly where I do, but keep in mind that your left one, where you set this, is where all of this is going to be lined up with. So I'm going to go and put it at this little second notch. When you click on it, sometimes you have to click in a very specific spot in order for it to work. So as you could see, the first time that I clicked, it didn't set. But the second time, I just moved my mouse a little bit and clicked again, and it is there. If these are grayed out, that means that your document is damaged and you're going to have to start over. The back button doesn't always work on this. So make sure that these are not grayed out. If you have them grayed out, it means that you didn't highlight everything before you got started. Okay, so we have our left one set at the second little notch, about a quarter of the way. Now I'm going to set my right leader line, or my right tab. I would like for you to click on this until you get the backwards L. That is the one that is a right. If you hover over it, it will say right tab. Now, this one, you're going to set it to where whatever is going to be on the right side of it will have enough room. This is the cutoff line right here. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one at about 5.5 because I'm only going to have numbers on the right-hand side. So that will give me enough space for the numbers to go on this side without being cut off and put back over here to the left side. So I'm going to do 5.5. I'll click on there, and now my right one is set. So I have my left tab set, my right tab set. Now, the next step is make sure you're on your home ribbon. you go to the paragraph section of that ribbon, and there's a tiny little button here that is your paragraph settings. Go ahead and click on that button. Then what you're going to do is click on tabs down at the bottom left of this box. Now, you always click on the second option, which is going to be the bigger number. Okay, so we're going to click on the second number. I want to make sure that it is on number 2. That way that there will be dots. So we click on the second one, then we go to number 2. If you do this one, it'll be dashed lines. If you do this one, it's a solid line. For the play program, you're going to have dots. So just make sure you click on that. And then hit OK. So at this point, you're almost finished. Now you're just going to go before everything and you're going to hit tab. And as you can see, that's going to take this and align it with this tab right here. Then I'm going to click in between the S and the I, hit tab again, and it will take those over to align with the right tab that you did. I'm going to do that for each one of them. Your chapters should actually be over here. Okay, and so on, and make sure that you do file, save, and save into your H drive folder. This is just going to keep you from having to put all those dots yourself. When I go to check this, I will click on your leader lines and make sure that it doesn't just have you just went in there and put in dots yourself. If you did put in dots yourself, then I can go in here and I can click in the center of them. Up here, I cannot. It will not let me because that is one long line of leader lines done correctly. So I will check that on each one of them. If you have the dots that you just put in yourself, then that will reflect in your grade. So if you need any extra help, just please let me know.